There are moments in life when silence feels heavier than words. The diagnosis comes back, the relationship falls apart, the bills keep piling up, the future you've been praying for seems farther away than ever. In moments like these, we often wonder, where is God? But one of the most powerful promises in the Bible wasn't spoken during a time of peace. It was spoken in the middle of a crisis. The city of Jerusalem was surrounded by enemies. Fear filled the streets. God's people were facing the consequences of years of rebellion, and it seemed as though everything was falling apart. And the prophet Jeremiah, he wasn't standing in a synagogue preaching to a crowd. He was sitting alone in a prison cell. He had faithfully delivered God's message, yet instead of being honored, he was rejected and imprisoned. From a human perspective, there was no reason to expect good news. But God's greatest revelations often come when our circumstances seem the darkest. Into that prison cell, God spoke these words: "Call to me, and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know." Jeremiah chapter 33, verse 3. Notice what God said first. He didn't begin by saying, "I will change your situation." He didn't promise that Jeremiah would immediately walk out of prison. He simply said, "Call to me." That tells us something beautiful about God's heart. Before God changes our circumstances, He invites us into His presence. Prayer is not simply asking God for answers. It is drawing near to the one who already knows the end from the beginning. Then comes His promise: "I will answer you." Not "I might." Not "if you're good enough." Not only if everything goes your way. God assures Jeremiah that He hears. Sometimes His answer comes quickly. Sometimes it comes after a season of waiting. Sometimes His answer changes our situation. Sometimes it changes our hearts. But He is never deaf to the prayers of those who sincerely seek Him. Then God makes an astonishing promise: "I will tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know." The Hebrew picture behind these words speaks of things too high for us to reach on our own, truths hidden beyond human understanding unless God chooses to reveal them. Jeremiah could see prison walls. God could see restoration. Jeremiah could see a city about to fall. God could see a nation He would one day rebuild. Jeremiah could only see the present. God already held the future. That is the difference between our perspective and God's. We often pray for information. God desires to give us revelation. We ask Him to explain tomorrow. He first invites us to trust Him today. And there is something even greater happening in this chapter. God wasn't only speaking about Jerusalem's future, He was unfolding His plan of redemption. So don't let uncertainty drive you away from God. Let it draw you closer to Him. Call on Him, trust His word, and rest in His presence. Because the God who spoke to Jeremiah is the same God who still speaks to every heart that seeks Him. Until next time, remember this: the God who invites you to call on Him is the same God who already holds the answer, the future, and your life in His faithful hands.